Hello everybody, welcome back. Another Kubernetes Learn by example. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the DemoSet in terms of when actually you need to use DemoSet rather than normal pod deployment. Let's get started. Okay, so let's try to understand what DemoSet is. As you can see, the right side, the sample YAML file, how to specify your DemoSet on the Kubernetes manifesto. There are DemoSet kind, and you need to specify metadata with the labels and a key and value, which is exactly same as your on the template and a selector match labels. This is only one restriction when you define DemoSet with the YAML file. Generally, DemoSet allows you have deployment with a specific pod in some of the nodes or the all nodes worker nodes. As an example, if you already have the specific like a logo aggregator application pod, which should be running all nodes whenever you create a node, and then it automatically running on top of that node. In that case, the DemoSet is really helpful for you to stand up the default pod whenever you create the new nodes. You can also automatically garbage collection with the pod, which means that the pod will be terminated when the node actually deleted. You're gonna showcase that capability in a live demo in a soon. Okay, here's a few use cases that you wanted to deploy DemoSet rather than normal pod. So for example, there are storage demo which allows you have mounting a specific storage using PVC and PV. And for example, you have like a PostgreSQL database which every time you need to deploy that PostgreSQL by default as your technology stack. Whenever you add a new node, also, you need to like a log agent programming in a traditional architecture. Maybe you need to install log agent and then which aggregate all metric data from the each server and then transfer to a centralized log server. But it's the same concept, the log aggregation demo pod automatically running on top of the individual node. And the last thing is like a monitoring application pod on top of the Kubernetes. Okay, let's get right into the example, how it works. Okay, here's a quick YAML example, how to define DemoSet. So first of all, we need to specify DemoSet kind, and the namespace is optional to create this DemoSet. And also the label, which is exactly the same key and value under the spec selector and the metadata. The last thing is we actually deployed a Quarkus application, like a to-do application. Just let's say this is a default, like a logo aggregated application based on Quarkus. And now I already running my Kubernetes, as just to make sure my Kubernetes is running using minikube CLI. And then I have one single node on a minikube, my Kubernetes, and then here is my current namespace default. I just changed that using kubectl command line, run by example, because I'm going to deploy the Quarkus application into that namespace. So I just start up the minikube dashboard, which allows to have the graphical UI to make sure the types of resources here, like a one node here, and there's no DemoSet, and the pod is a totally empty project. So just switch to run by example namespace. You're gonna save empty resources in the namespaces. Okay, I'm gonna apply DemoSet YAML file we just specify in my working directory, and then using kubectl, and you can check it out. Your pod is deploy one DemoSet pod, and also you can check that out which node where the pod actually running on. Here is a minikube node because we have only one node at this moment. That's why no choice to run the Quarkus application pod. Okay, so go back to dashboard and then just make sure we have the same page. The minikube node is one pod running on top of that. And here's a DemoSet. Now here's the interesting part. Let's try to add one more node in my using minikube. Actually is added a new worker node in Kubernetes, and then you can just find the node list. So we have a second node, and then you can double check with the kubectl command line get nodes, and then we have another node, and it allows automatically you can find the second to-do pod will automatically run another node. And you still the desired pod is 2 and still working on to deploy it. And then it will take some time to deploy new pod in another node. As you can see, the Minikube M2, M02 node. And when you go to pod, it's already running on top of that. So it actually running on node 2, not node 1. So this is one of a great example how DemoSet works when you add a new node on the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, so when you go back to a nodes menu and you combine 2 nodes and a DemoSet pod and a 2 and the actual pod is 2. So let's try to delete existing node and what happened in a DemoSet as well as existing running pod. So I'm going to try to delete the second node I actually edited just a little bit ago. And then you can find that there's no Kubernetes node any longer, just only one. But your pod is not terminating immediately because Kubernetes is actually monitoring some kind of incoming network traffic in that pod. So it takes some time to terminate it, that pod. So give us some moment and go back to here in the dashboard. You can find the DemoSet desired number of pod is 1, and each allows you to reduce your number of pod automatically. When you go back to pods menu, you can find only one pod running on the existing node. You can find the command line as well, the same result. So when you delete the DemoSet and your learning pod, we automatically terminate it at the same time. Thanks for watching. See you next Lumbar example.